So there's not a lot of people out there that can make it to LA, New York, Miami, any of these big cities. What would you say to the person in the small town? How would they go about reaching out to yourselves, other OGs, other people, and learn and spread it in their area?
Well, you know, hit me up on Popin Pete. You know what I'm saying? I'm there. I mean, that's the thing what I love about, this modern era of information or this internet or whatever. Before, the only way you knew about someone, if someone got on the phone and said, yo, dude, I saw the dude at the mall, down at the Lakewood Mall, he was getting down. Oh man, who was it? I don't know. Some black dude, tall, skinny, I don't know his name. He was doing his thing, doing this weird looking movement. And then they called someone else and called someone else. And then someone may see that particular person getting down. Now, you know, sign in. Let's see, Poppy, Naki. And if you know the particular person you're looking up, Popin Pete. How many dang videos he put up this week? Oh, he got about 7 videos new. You watch it. If you want to, and again, if you want to ask the person that personal question or direct question, emails. No one actually uses email that much anymore. You hit me on Facebook in my inbox. Hey Pete, what do you think about this? Oh man, that's really cool. You got so right now, there's no excuses, none, that people cannot, you know, Midwest, back alleys, wherever you live, it doesn't matter. Because if you can't get to LA, LA is on the internet all day long. That's all I gotta do. They wet. Even the white people are black out there.
I want to ask, has freestyle dance played a role in both you guys' development as dancers? You as a big girl Asia and you as a pop.
Actually, I mean, yes. But my freestyle or improvisational movement stems back way before I was popping. I am a dancer. I'm a dancer who pops. I understand the terminology. I understand putting people in whatever. Me, and this is me. I'm not speaking for anyone else. I stopped calling myself a popper in a sense. I don't brand myself that way anymore. I'm a dancer who can pop, I can lock, I can groove, I can house a little bit, I can break it. I got 4 steps. My whole thing was, you know, because watching my parents just when I was young, and they have house parties, and I'm this young kid, you know, a kid in the corner. I'm supposed to be in bed, but we sneaking around the hallway, looking out like this, and moms and pops and everybody, they just get their kid. We like, and then we in the hallway. So on that freestyle thing, it has always been embedded in me. It's part of my DNA. All I did is just apply what I already knew to the dance style that I started learning, which it was the pop and the boogie and all that. So for me, it just came natural because that's where I come from, you know. And I know, like being out and teaching in the world, a lot of people can't. When I start saying freestyle or improvisational, they don't understand that because some people are programmed differently. Some people came into the business with 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2 squares, shape of square, move here. I call it dancing by numbers. 1 and 2, 4 and that. That's nothing wrong, but I'm a person who straight says, put on any beat, and I'm gonna move it the way I want to move it.
This guy over here. You know, coming up in the golden era of hip-hop, freestyle dance was the dance of the golden era of hip-hop. If you weren't around it, if you understand, and you have brothers and sisters that were, it's that period, that mid-90s to late 90s period that, you know, even early 90s, let's say early 90s really, because you think about New York and Chicago, they were ahead of everybody. So in terms of with a lot of that, but two things need to be understood. One is that for those of us that came up in that early 90s period, house music was our club music. You know, that was the music that was in clubs. And so this idea of hip hop house, you had everybody from the Jungle Brothers and, you know, making songs that just crossed that line. You know, that's why you had the Louis Vega and Kenny Dope. You had the house dude and you had the hip hop dude. You know, perfect merger, right? So those of us, we again, that era to me, I'll say this, you know, freestyle dance, the only thing to me, the black spot I have in my memory of the whole thing is that as a community in hip hop, we were kind of ostracized as b-boys and b-girls. They didn't like us. Only the really dope freestylers liked us, right? I don't mean to sound crazy, but what I'm saying, like, it was a fad dance to some degree too. So you had everybody in the Polo and Nautica and Tommy Hilfiger, you know what I'm saying, dreadlocks swinging, let me do a bunch of knee drops. And they, you know, the song would come out, we're only in one circle, because we didn't have separate circles back then, right? There's just one circle. So we're all waiting to go out, everybody's trying to go out and get theirs, and this KRS and the boom, that original rap, we're trying to get some of that too, but, you know, they would be out there so long, you know, knee drops, all kind of glides. You know, you knew the dope people from the people that really weren't that dope, and you're just like, yo, brother, can you keep it moving, because I'm trying to get a piece too, you know? So it was kind of, you know, that memory is just kind of like, and then you had cats like, you know, they were like, they still in like 82. You know, we go out there and we'd be like, oh, hell no. So you're gonna diss me and say that like our shit out and you're just the cool shit? So it was a weird time, but thankfully, everybody got over that, and we stayed, freestyle dance stayed to some degree. But I'll say this, I just had to add that in because it's something people don't really understand, because they weren't around the dance scene back then. Maybe they didn't really see how it was. But freestyle, what I love is this. Once you get to a point of comfortability in yourself, in your movement, in your vocabulary movement, and in the vibe that you have as a person, you're freestyling. But I don't think that happens right away. I don't think that happens right away at all. I mean, I'll tell you this about myself. I was not a dancer before I started to break. At all. Not at all. I was like an athlete. I loved to run cross country. I loved to play soccer, you know what I'm saying? I did my two-step in the club with the drink in the back. I wasn't a dancer at all. So breaking appealed to me because I like the athleticness, the battle, you know, I like the crazy part about it. And so being able to freestyle, even learning for me how to dance came way later. And I'll even say in the past 10 years I've gotten way more comfortable with dance in general, from working with people like Shakadu and just being around just dope dancers and feeling okay in myself, you know what I'm saying, to get down. Because being in a crews like Rocksteady and coming up at a certain time period, it was an embrace to do a lot of different styles at once. You know what I'm saying? You were this or that. You had to be very concrete this or that. They used to be like, nobody wants to see a B-girl pop or lock or blah, blah, blah. You know, you don't want to see you do that. So that mentality, like, it affected a lot of us. So a lot of us in that certain era that are like, came up in the era I did, we just did one style because we just believed what they told us. You know, we believed what our elders told us. So I also don't never do that to people anymore, because I feel like you got to express yourself and use it. Like Pete said, it's, man, you know, you were saying you could throw some fela, how are you going to move to that? You can move to that however you want to move to that. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be able to be free to be yourself and express yourself. And to be freestyle dance embodies that. It's like, it's the ability to really tap into your root essence of movement and get down to whatever song's playing. And I know that was really long, but I had to paint that picture because it's important for people to know the context of how things have been laid out for us to some degree. Now, you know, I feel like we're in a much, street dance as a community is much more strong. We didn't even really have a community before. It wasn't even considered, I don't know, even that term street dance wasn't something that people didn't throw that out as much. It was like, okay, well, you're a b-boy, you did this, or you're a locker, you did this, but I feel like the community in general is much more open and appreciative of different styles of dance. But let me say this, man, A freestyle, it is very hard to have a freestyle competition because I've tried several times. And when people enter the competition, they just do a little bit of every style. And I was like, yo, what's happening, man? And then I started thinking, I go, man, I know, because in Europe, they start doing these all styles battles. It was a popular thing to do like about 10 years ago, all styles. And I remember because I was in Switzerland with Miss Nick and them, and they had a bunch of those, and I was seeing how people got down. I was like, okay, for those, you had to show all dance styles. So when we started thinking, like, we just want to do like a freestyle battle too. You know, I was trying to do the Seven and Smoke tour, and I was like, I want to do a freestyle one too. And then when the people entered, they just did a little bit of every style. And it was weird. I was like, that's not what I'm talking about, yo. So that part trips me out. And it's frustrating. And at the last summit, you know, we had a freestyle panel. You know, I hope some of those cats were able to shed some light, because I think it's still a very misunderstood history, as well as what it really interprets and what it's about. I think that there's a lot of people that really don't get it. Yeah.
I mean, let me piggyback off of that. Now, I'll just add to that. The era I come from, far as, and I know, when you say freestyle means freedom of movement. See, a lot of people think freestyle is a dance style. Freestyle is not a dance style. Freestyle is just, you do what you do when you do what you do. How you do it is freedom of movement. This is the problem. Now, when I was going to house parties when I was young, you didn't do one style. You know, and I know because I'm far as the era before her. My thing is, when we was in the party, you did as many styles of dance, whether that latest dance was, if it was 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, you learn every one of those, and you freely move those dances within and out of each other. This is what is considered freestyle for me. And it's freestyle, really, even Western dance, they said freestyle. That means we can, now I don't have to be restricted to one thing. Now once the whole thing came about as far as, you know, the categories of dance styles, as far as street dance or hip hop, everyone forgot how to dance. See, the social dancing is not something that the newer generation know about. No one is going to house party. Man, when the last time have anyone in here went to any club or house party and slow danced? What? Y'all don't know nothing about. Y'all don't know. When we walk up into the club party like this, and so fun, you see that girl like that, yeah. You walk on this, and it wasn't like now. You go to the club and the dudes are jumping from the girl. Come on, girl, get some of this, get some of this. We was gentlemen. Excuse me, can I get this dance? Slow song, and you just say, you know what? Let's get our grind on. Put that leg out like that. Always and forever. You know, you try to slide that hand down that back, but all the way down, you be like, whoops. You know, but we freestyling it. We trying to, you know, we getting our grind on. Then when it came to the fast, same thing. You just in there and you trying to partner up with this person. Now, Dallas, you know, she'll know this. When I say let's do that cha-cha, we come on, we doing all this. We freestyling and we spinning. But there is no more social dance. You go to a club now, this is what I see. I know I'm old, maybe because I'm old, but I walk in the club, all I see is this. Then, if there is dancing going on, then you got 2 or 3 circles going on. Get it in! Girls, all the girls came all flying up. They all sitting around in the booth going like this.
On the phone?
What's on Facebook? Niggas ain't asking nobody to dance. Girl, you want to go to Fat Burgers after this? And if the guy come over, you thinking she might get a dance? Hey, can I use your cell phone? But the thing is, you know, but in all seriousness, the social dance of the party dance is not, you know, I know it's grown folks in here that go to clubs, they get, you know, I mean, it's clubs like that right now. But for the most part, a lot of your poppers, your lockers, B-boys, B-girls, they go to parties and they don't socialize. Everybody's in battle mode, show-off mode. I tried to start a club here in LA, me and Hugo, Mr. Jsmooth. I was on the microphone begging guys, please don't ask the girl to dance. They're in circles, battling each other. If anybody read my last post, I said, what happened to the days when you used to dance for the girls or dance with women? Yeah. Everybody now, you got dudes dancing for dudes. Yeah. Getting affection from dudes. Dude, you cut up. Oh, no. Get back to socializing, social dance. This is when the freestyle stuff comes back. All right, next question.